journey in mental health. Yesterday was a really hard day. It was full of ups and downs, self-realizations, and again, thank you for coming and joining me in my story for that day. A little bit about this channel. I'm here to bring awareness to mental health, add a little documentation of my journey to allow me to look back and see the progress I made and things that worked and things that didn't, as well as to add just another view of someone else's journey and experience in battle with mental health, in order to maybe put some information out there and possibly either help someone or give someone the courage to begin talking about their mental health issues with somebody else. So today is day 3, and I need to take a step back in order to take a step forward. Thank you for joining me, and now I'll tell you why. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to day 3. So, first I'd like to start and tell you my day. I woke up in the morning, I did my video as per usual and posted my thoughts of the earlier day. I had a few things to go. I ended with letting you know I was taking my dog to get groomed for the spring, and this was something that was going to be really good. I always really liked and had enjoyed because it's part of another part of summer happening. So, start out about 12 o'clock, I bring the dog home, or bring the dog to the groomer, drop her off. It's about a 3-hour appointment, so I come home, working with a friend of mine. We set up a little bit more on working on this channel and getting a little bit more better situation, more comfortable situation for me to sit and get my message out. Going in public and dropping her off was a little tense, but I was okay. And then about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I went to pick her up and parked in the parking spot, got her up, stepped out of the building, and forgot where I parked my truck. And I looked and I kind of walked to the end of the building and I looked to the side, and then I turned around and I saw that my truck was parked on the other side of the street. I'd forgotten to put it in park when I got out, and I'd walked into the building, and fortunately when it run out, nobody had been driving past and there hadn't been a car parked on the other way. So that was a very scary experience. So I got my dog, I got in the truck, we drove home. We had a couple times that during the drive that I found that I was driving and I didn't know how I got there. I knew where I was, I knew where I was going, but I didn't remember the last few blocks or so. So I got home, and this was a big experience for me. And I just went home and I laid down and I had to sleep. I kind of needed it to process. So I woke up and I talked with my wife, and we elected that I've now decided that I'm not going to drive for a little while, at least until I'm able to get, enough control over my brain that I know that I can stay engaged in my driving while I'm doing that. So that was a big realization and a big, I guess, I want to stay a step backwards, as I said, in order to make a step forwards. So that was a little bit of the main part of my day. I guess that would be the most important part. So I think I spent most of the night thinking of that, and I kind of stopped doing everything, and the rest of the night was a pretty quiet night for me. I didn't do a whole lot. I found even the things that could usually comfort me tended to not fill that void anymore. So I spent a lot of time thinking, and I think what I came to the conclusion, my biggest thing I took from yesterday was that I took this time off so that I could slow down and really focus on the things that I'm going to need to do to become able to deal with my mental health my mental illness. And I think I jumped in and I looked at all the things I wanted to fix, and I started jumping in and attacking them. And I think I as much as I learned a lot off the start, I think ultimately I caused myself, more stress. And sorry guys, apparently my 1 gigabyte SD card is not enough to fill one whole video. But as I was saying, I'm setting up for this video, setting up my new stage, and I realized that I need 2 plugins. Running around the house in the preparation for this video, ensuring that my lighting was perfect, I caused myself a small panic attack just recently. And in all reality, I was looking for a fucking extension cord. So yeah, I think that concreted it in a lot, that I for sure jumped into this way too quickly. So with that story, basically I just wanted to come to what I learned yesterday, and that is taking it slow. I think I took the first couple days and I looked at my priorities, and I kind of had what I wanted to work on, and I think I jumped in to do them so much that I lost them almost immediately. And I think, as per, this channel, I think ultimately the most important thing was the message. So I think I realized that the message that I have is the important part, and the lighting and the things may not matter at this moment, and I can learn that, and it was enjoyable for me looking at being able to do this, but it's not something that's important for me now. So absolutely, that was it. So I want to note my message of the day, that yesterday I really learned that when you have a journey in mental health, remember that a journey is something that you start and you take in steps, and sometimes you're going to have steps forward, and sometimes you're going to have steps back. And sometimes it's necessary to take a step back in order to take an effective step forward. And I think the most important thing about that is communication, and the communication I want to say about that is with yourself. And I think it needs to be out loud. I think whether you go off in a corner and you say it to yourself out loud, or you put a camera in front of you and you say it to the camera and you listen to it later, or you write it down and you read it to yourself. I think the communication when you're starting your journey, the most important part of the communication is getting that communication with yourself out of your brain. As with the mental illness, I know with myself, I also struggle with ADD, so a large amount of what goes on with me is too many thoughts at once. And I found so far one thing that has always been effective is, as soon as I start letting it out, it comes out, and hearing it out loud and being able to look at it is very nice, because I can look at it without all of the other thoughts in my head. So with that today then, as I said, it started out being a really hard day. I have had another panic attack today. And I may disconnect this again, as my SD may fill up one more time. But today I'm really going to take a step back, and I'm going to realize that the priority really is me. I'm going to take that step back today, calm down a little bit, get my thoughts in order, and take a look at the little things that were working well that maybe I forgot about when I pushed forward. So with that, I'd just like to say, remember, it's a journey. You can't force it. Don't force life. If you're doing something and you're working and you're finding it's causing you more stress, stop. Take another look at it. Maybe try something else. See if it's important. I've found myself fighting to keep things, and I read a post today, and I'll share it in the links below. But it put it really in perspective about when you're learning a journey. Lots of times the things you're trying to hold on to, maybe you should just let go. And so with that, my name's RJ. Thanks for joining me. If you like this video, you found it helpful, you think you have somebody that might find some use in this. Like it, share it, throw a comment in the box. I'll try if there's any good comments or questions. If you have one, I'll relate them in the videos. Absolutely share it. Remember the bell at the bottom. It'll let you know when my next video's up. And just remember, guys, the first step to mental health is communication, and talking about it, even if it's only with yourself. Thanks. Have a good day. My name's RJ.